Yo, what's good, guys? Another video here. Today we got This is Life in Iceland, the strangest country in the world. Yo, let's see it, man. Let's see this very strange place that we live in.
Countries you can visit.
I don't live in. Well, I guess I live on the planet, which is including Iceland. Whatever. Let's just get to the video.
If you have the privilege of doing so, it will surely leave you in awe. And if you have already been, I'm sure you agree.
Damn.
It is a land of volcanoes.
Damn.
You may recall the eruption of IS in 2010.
There ain't no way that man said that, right? Hold on, what'd he say?
It is a land of volcanoes. You may recall the eruption of
Nah, that ain't English. Oh, of course it's not English. It's not meant to be in English, but still.
2010. And also the more recent one of Fagradalsfjall. Excuse my pronunciation, but as you will see, Icelandic words are really difficult to pronounce. In fact, in this video we will teach you the most common ones. Iceland is also a country of such strange formations and geography that it is one of the main countries Hollywood directors choose to film their movies.
That's crazy.
Do you remember this scene from Prometheus? Yes, it's Iceland. No. This from The Secret Life of Walter Mitty is also in Iceland. This from Game of Thrones. Or this from Interstellar. Stay with me.
Oh, yeah, okay, this is one thing nobody can argue is Iceland's, just from this little video, I've never seen much of Iceland, but Iceland's got some really cool nature.
To discover these 100 Iceland curiosities, you will learn aspects of this country that can't be seen anywhere else in the world. Before we start, I ask that you give it a like. It really gives me a lot of motivation to keep making videos like this. Let's begin. 1. Due to its location near the Arctic Circle, Iceland is a great place to observe the beautiful aurora borealis. They usually start in mid or late September. 2. Throughout Iceland during the summer, the nights are clear and white, like a fairy tale. That means you can wake up at 12 at night, and if there is a visible moon, you can observe it in a day that seems magical and strange. It is known as the midnight sun. 3. During the winter is the polar night, and the sun is hidden 24 hours a day.
What?
4. Icelanders celebrate Christmas on a grand scale.
I thought that was only in, like, the North and South Pole.
Winter is the polar night. It's a visible moon. You can observe it in a day that seems magical and strange. It is known as the midnight sun. 3. During the winter is the polar night, and the sun is hidden 24 hours.
I thought that was on the poles. For real?
A day.
That's crazy.
4. Icelanders celebrate Christmas on a grand scale. They usually dress in clothes with Christmas prints, such as reindeer or Santa Claus sweaters. And it is a time characterized by excitement and happiness. 5. This is a picture of Iceland in the middle of winter. 6. The first name of the country was Sunnyland, coined by the Viking navigator Nador, one of the first settlers
I feel like that was a scam.
Of the faraway islands. 7. The capital city of Iceland is Reykjavik, the northernmost capital city in the world. 8. It is called the Land of Ice and Fire because 11% of its surface is covered by glaciers and 30% by lava fields.
That's crazy.
9.
That's such a crazy, like, thing to think of, that, like, this place is literally half glacier, well, 20% glacier, and then just a crazy amount of fucking lava.
Iceland is the second largest island in Europe after Great Britain.
Wow.
10.
Okay.
These are traditional.
That looks cool as hell. That'd be like a cool place to spend a night at. Like a little cabin out there, like with all the grass grown over it.
Houses in Iceland. 11. In Iceland, parents cannot name their children as they please. They must choose from an authorized list of about 2,500 names per gender.
What? That's crazy. Damn. So, Why? Like, there's got to be a story there, right? Like, somebody must have just named their kids something outrageous for them to be like, nah, listen, we're gonna have to, like, ban. How can you not name your own kids? That's crazy.
12. Surnames in Iceland are formed by the first name of their father or mother with the suffix son, or dóttir, daughter. 13. Hello in Icelandic is pronounced halló. Thank
Halló.
you is tak. Yes
Tak.
is ja.
Ja.
No is nay. Goodbye is bless.
Bless.
14. The most common men's names in Iceland are Hon, Sigurdur, and
Sigurdur.
Gudmundur, while for women the most popular are Gudrun, Anna, and Christine.
I mean, kind of don't have a choice. I mean, there's just a limited list of how many names you can pick, so yeah.
15. Icelanders are some of the tallest people in the world. Men on average measure 1.81 meters, and women 1.68 meters.
How much is that in feet?
16. In Iceland, you can visit the Great Geyser, one of the most impressive in the world, able to launch boiling water up to 80 meters high.
Damn!
17. It is a very small country with fewer than 400,000 inhabitants. It has more sheep than inhabitants. There are
That's cool.
600,000 sheep. 18. The cost of
that's
living...
kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's kind of a flex. Like you can just be safe. You don't got to deal with a bunch of people. You can kind of just go out, have your own little area. That's a flex to me.
in Iceland is high. A meal at a
I don't think safe was the right word. I just meant like it's easier to get away. You don't have to have your neighbors crowded on top of you. There's probably a lot more, space for people to be away from each other when they want to.
cheap restaurant costs around $40. A Coke about $3.
Wow.
An imported beer more than $7.
Damn.
And a one-room apartment approximately $1,600, depending on the
Damn.
area. 19.
No, depending on the... Okay, I'm sorry. Nah.
Elves.
Nah. That's an ugly-ass mask. I'm sorry. I know I'm trying to piss somebody off, but that mask is ugly.
folk, or hidden people, have been part of Icelandic history since the Vikings first arrived on the island. Most Icelanders do not believe in elves, but a large portion of the population is not willing to deny their existence.
That's funny.
20. There are 4 Icelandic holidays that are considered to have a special connection to elves. New Year's Eve, 13th Night, January 6th, Summer Night, and Christmas Night. 21. On New Year's Eve, Icelanders light
So is Christmas, like, from Iceland with, like, the elves and shit? Like, did Iceland make the elves, like, a part of Christmas?
candles to guide the elves
Wait, what am I talking about? There might be young people watching. No, elves are from Santa. Yeah.
on their journey in search of new places.
That's convincing.
22. Iceland is a magnificent place to see whales. They can be seen around the island, and in the northern
That would be
fjords there
cool.
is a permanent population. 23. The average salary in Iceland is around $3,600 per month, one of the highest in the world.
It's
24.
gotta be, though, because, I mean, shit. How
Or,
expensive
a
shit
typical
is.
Icelandic dish is hakarl, fermented
Hakarl.
shark. It is made from Greenland shark meat, buried with stones for months and dried. The final
Interesting.
product smells of ammonia.
Well, wow.
25.
I don't know if I'd eat that. If it smells like ammonia, I don't know if I could eat that.
A century ago, all alcoholic beverages were banned, but soon after, all were legalized except for beer. Beer was legalized on March 1st, 1989.
Wow.
They say that due to this contrast, Icelandic men and women are strong drinkers.
Fair? Yeah.
26. The most famous thermal waters in Iceland are those of the Blue Lagoon, or Laguna Azul, a geothermal spa located southwest
That's
near the
sweet.
airport. The
See,
waters
that's a
are at
cool
an
place to
average
visit.
temperature between 37 to 39 degrees Celsius and are rich in silica and
How much is that in Fahrenheit?
sulfur. 27.
Okay,
Iceland
now those are some pretty-ass birds. Those
is
some
one of the
nice-ass
places where
ducks.
puffins, colorful beaked seabirds, reside.
Oh, I thought that was like a duck. I thought... Damn.
But they are not only admired, they are also eaten. Even their fresh heart is eaten raw, as
Damn!
part of a traditional meal. 28.
That's crazy.
The Vestman Islands archipelago is home to the world's largest colony of Atlantic puffins. 29. Iceland has its own horse breed, the Icelandic horse, which is small in size. 30. In the Thingvellir National Park is the Silfra Fissure, one of two places on Earth where you can observe the boundary between two of the largest tectonic plates.
That's cool. That's actually pretty cool.
There, the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates are separated. 31. The Thingvellir National Park also has historical importance, as the Alþingi, or Icelandic Parliament, was founded there in the year 930 AD, one of the oldest in the world. 32. The suffix foss in Icelandic means waterfall, and there are certainly some interesting ones in Iceland, like Ránfossar, the lava waterfall, where the water falls directly from the interior of a solid lava field.
That's crazy.
33.
That water must be hot as hell.
Dettifoss is a waterfall that is 45 meters high and 100 meters wide, with a flow rate of 400.
I've seen this one before. I've seen like video. I didn't know this was in Iceland, but I've seen like backgrounds of this one before.
Cubic meters per second. Given that Iceland is considered a European country, this waterfall is the highest flow in Europe. 34. Reynisfjara is known as the Black Beach of the Trolls for its large basaltic formations. According to tradition, the three large stone outcroppings emerging from the sea would be petrified trolls caught by the light of the sun. 35. Among the most followed YouTubers in Iceland are Kaleo, the Icelandic blues rock band, or self-portrait photographer Sorelle Amore. 36. Hafþór Julius Björnsson, one of the strongest men in the world, over 2 meters tall, is Icelandic. You may remember him playing the Mountain in Game of Thrones.
Oh shit.
37. Anita Bream, Augusta Eva Erlendsdóttir, and Hera Hilmar are famous Icelandic actresses. 38. Iceland is the first country in the world to have made it illegal to pay men more than women. 30.
You know what? I fuck with that. Valid. Equal pay. Come on now. Equal work for equal pay.
9. Want to go to Iceland and save money? Hitchhiking is common among travelers, and
as long as it's also illegal to pay women more than men, right? Like it's got to be even, right? Like one is not better than the other as long as the job is done the same.
Icelanders are used to picking them up. But be careful. If you're in a remote location, you could be waiting for hours and not find a car, or not be lucky and the few that pass by don't stop. 40. Icelanders are very hard-working people. Iceland is the country in Europe with the highest number of working hours. The average work week is 43.5 hours. 41. Icelandic women have won the Miss World pageant 3 times, so they also have the highest number of beautiful women per capita. 42. The wind in Iceland is so varied that in their language there are more than 100 words to talk about wind.
Damn!
43.
That's crazy.
According to Icelandic mythology, Grýla is a giant who has the ability to detect children who have been naughty during the year and comes from the mountains during Christmas to find and eat them.
I'm sorry, what kind of threat is that? Dang it! Like, I thought the boogeyman was bad. The boogeyman's gonna come and take you away. Nah, bro, y'all threatening to eat them. Damn! That's a threat, and yeah, no wonder why your guys are hard workers. Shit, y'all act up as kids and you think some giant's gonna eat you.
44. According to Icelandic tradition, it is better to have received new clothing before Christmas Eve, or else the fierce Yule cat roaming the snowy fields will devour you. 45. Iceland is one of the countries with the highest longevity in the world, with 83 years for women and 80 for men. 46. In this country, there are around 48% women and 52% men, with an average age of 38.4 years. 47. Iceland's water is one of the purest in the world, so it does not require treatment.
That's cool.
48. All Icelanders speak English in addition to Icelandic, and also learn Danish, although they speak it little. 49. A genetic study of the population of Iceland indicates that the majority of the men who settled in the country were of Nordic origin, while the majority of the women came from Ireland. 50.
I wonder why that is.
Iceland has
That's an interest. Like, what is the reasoning for that? Did like the Nordic men just steal women from Ireland? Like, why? Why is that the case?
such icy surfaces that there are no conditions for the survival of ants. So this country is the only one in which ants do not exist.
That's crazy.
51. Iceland is an island located on the mid-Atlantic ridge between America and Europe. Therefore, it has a lot of volcanic activity, with about 130 volcanoes, of which 30 are active.
That's crazy.
52. Technically, from a geological point of view, half of Iceland is American and the other half is European.
Well, damn.
53. Although it has only 120 professional football players, it eliminated England in the Euro 2016.
Yup. Again, y'all hard workers, man. Y'all slacking and the Giant's gonna come eat you. Like, what do you expect? Like, yeah, I'd be working my ass off too if I thought a Giant was gonna eat me. Then by the time you're old enough to realize there's no Giant, you're already used to it.
54. It is the only country in NATO that has no army.
What?
55.
That's crazy.
The word duvet comes from eider, an Icelandic duck whose feathers were used to
See, that's what I thought I was looking at with the bird earlier. Like, bro, that's such a cool looking duck. Like, y'all got some pretty animals.
fill duvets. 56. The roads in Iceland are quite unique. The only one in optimal condition is Road 1, or Ring Road, which surrounds the island. As the number indicating the road increases, the worse it is.
That's
57.
crazy, too.
Next to the Jökulsárlón Glacial Lake, you will find Diamond Beach. You will see a unique spectacle with ice floes floating in the river and sea, as well as large chunks of ice like diamonds on the shore.
I was about to say, like, why, if it's real diamonds, why the hell aren't people... I'll be going out there, I'll be grabbing all the diamonds, like, hey, yo. This about to be a jewel heist today.
58.
For legal reasons, I would never rob any bank, ever, even if I could get away with it. Totally. Would not ever do it.
It is one of the countries in the world where the most books are read per person, and almost all its inhabitants play some musical instrument. 59. The Hallgrímskirkja, or Hallgrímur Church, is a Lutheran church located in Reykjavik, the capital of Iceland. Its facade is inspired by the lava flows of the island. At 74.5 meters, it is the highest building in the country. 60. Only 23% of Iceland's territory has vegetation, and 14% is covered by ice. 61. Some rivers in Iceland flow indifferent to the cold, and that is because their waters reach 50 degrees Celsius. 62. If you visit Iceland, you should go hiking at Sólheimajökull, a glacier in southern Iceland. Between the volcanoes Katla and Eyjafjallajökull, you will walk on solidified lava surrounded by intense white ice.
That's crazy.
63.
See, like, I feel like that's one of the more insane things to me is how, like, y'all got, like, a straight winter ice, you know, it's called Iceland for a reason, but then y'all got all the, like, I never knew about the volcanoes and stuff. Like, that's a crazy contrast.
A major tourist attraction in Iceland is visiting ice caves of glaciers and admiring the variations of light and color of the ice,
I would do that.
from white
I
to
would visit
turquoise
that.
blue.
That'd be sweet.
64. As is logical with so many thermal upwellings, in Iceland there are geothermal power plants which use the steam from the interior of the earth to generate electricity.
Smart.
65. This is one of the best connected countries to the internet. You have Wi-Fi signal throughout the island.
Yo, nah, just that reason alone is a flex. Wi-Fi not working is the most annoying thing. Well, not the most annoying thing, but it's one of the most annoying things to deal with nowadays.
66. Jules Verne was inspired by the Icelandic volcano Snæfellsjökull on the Snæfellsnes Peninsula for his novel Journey to the Center of the Earth. 67. In Iceland, they practice the Nordic nap for babies. That is, they are left in their strollers parked at the doors of shops, cafes, or restaurants to sleep, while their parents shop or have lunch.
I'm sorry, what? That's okay. For one, that says a lot about the safety, because, like, that would not fly here. For one, your kid probably getting kidnapped, Or two, someone's calling the cops because someone abandoned their kid. Like, you're either getting DCFS or your kid's getting kidnapped. One of the two.
68. The national flower of Iceland is the 8-petaled dryad, or Holta Sole, a shrub with 8 white petals and numerous yellow stamens. 69. The national animal of Iceland is the gyrfalcon.
That is a cool-ass bird right there. That is a very cool falcon. Look at that. Look at how he's, like, made to blend in with the snow, and, like, that is so cool.
70. Svig is a traditional dish of Iceland, which consists of a sheep's head cut in half, from which the hair and brains are removed, and it is boiled. Sometimes it is cured in lactic acid. 7.
Listen, respectfully, that does not sound appetizing at all. Eating sheep's wool with brains. People, you tell me, is it actually good? Like, honestly, anyone who's ever had it, is it good? Because that does not sound appetizing.
71. Iceland's favorite dessert is ice cream, especially bragaraifur, a mixture of ice cream and candy and options to choose from.
That sounds pretty good. Y'all might be questionable with your main course, but at least y'all got a good dessert.
Such as crushed candy, cookies, licorice, fruits. 72. At Skogafoss, a waterfall located on the Skoga River, there is a legend that the first Viking colonizer in the area buried treasure in a cave behind the waterfall. If you happen to see it when you take the handle of the chest, it disappears. 73.
That sounds like Oak Island. That sounds like the whole, like, myth of Oak Island. Y'all know about that?
Beaches of Ytri-Tunga in the south of the Snæfellsnes Peninsula and Hitanes in the West Fjords, you can observe seals. 74. Near Toknafjordur in the West Fjords, you can find the natural hot springs of Polarin. You can enjoy them for free, as they are maintained by the residents of the town without asking for anything in return.
That's just how, like, bro, people seem so nice. Like, what? Ain't no way that's happening out here. No, people are far too greedy.
75. On the shores of the Skutusfjordur Fjord in the city of Ísafjörður, you will find the Heritage Museum of the West Fjords, with a permanent exhibition in one of the oldest houses in the city.
That's cool.
76.
Like, that would be a
Iceland
cool place to check out. Like, the super old house. That'd be, like, a cool place to go, like, ghost hunting in.
Its most famous sculpture is in its capital, Reykjavik, and is called the Sun Voyager, designed by Jon Gunnar Arnason to commemorate the city's bicentennial. It is a steel sculpture that resembles a Viking ship.
That's cool.
77. The longest street in Iceland, and one of the oldest, is Laugavegur, in the center of Reykjavik. It measures 2 kilometers, and its name means Water Street.
How many miles is 2 kilometers?
As it used to be the path to the hot springs to wash clothes.
Interesting.
78. In Iceland, new waterfalls appear periodically due to the melting of glaciers. Until 2007, the Glimur waterfall, at 197 meters high, was the highest in the country. But in that year, another one, Morsarfoss, appeared at 228 meters. 79.
Bro, the glaciers melting away is so sad, though. Like, can we talk? Here's actually a question. Any Iceland people who are watching this, does that, like, scare y'all? Because that would scare the shit out of me.
In Reykjavik is the Perlin Natural History Museum, which has an impressive glass dome. They have even recreated a glacier cave inside, with sounds, ice, and at 15 degrees below zero. 80. Icelanders love to practice sports, such as football, basketball, volleyball, and horseback riding, but the national sport of Iceland is actually handball.
What's
81.
That?
In Iceland,
I've never heard of that. What is handball?
There are only 7 species of terrestrial mammals that
That scared the shit out of me. I don't know what caused that. I'm gonna assume my dog. I'm leaving that in the video. That scared the shit out of me. My whole TV, like, I don't know if the mic would have caught it, but my whole TV made a noise. Y'all saw it in the background go off.
That live in the wild: the Arctic fox, the reindeer, the mink, the field mouse, the house mouse, the brown rat, and the black rat. 82. In Iceland, there are no trains or subway. People travel by car, on foot, or by bus in the capital.
That's crazy.
83.
Why is that?
One of the typical dishes of Iceland is kutmagar, a kind of pudding made of cod stomach filled with its liver. Sounds delicious, right?
Yeah, totally, no.
84. The iconic liquor of
Like, y'all got some funny foods, man. In the nicest way possible. Y'all got some really, y'all got some true, Viking-esque foods.
Iceland is brennivin, and sometimes called svarti daudi, which means black death. It is made from fermented potato mash and flavored with caraway seeds. 85. In Iceland, it is illegal to have snakes, lizards, and turtles as pets, and
What?
only
Why?
dogs can be kept with a special permit. There are
What?
no problems with cats.
For one, why can't you have a pet lizard, or a pet turtle, or a pet snake? For two, why do you need a permit for a dog? And why is everyone so chill about cats? That's outrageous.
86. It sounds strange, but boxing was banned in Iceland until 2002, as it was considered to incite violence. 87.
That's kind of stupid. I'd argue if somebody is trained in boxing and understands how to fight, that they're less likely to be in an altercation, because it's like, when you know you can kick someone's ass, you're less, you don't feel the need to prove yourself so much. At least that's my mindset. That's why I don't fight so much anymore, is when you know what you're capable of, you're less likely to go out and look for it.
Highest peak in
And plus, having the ability to defend yourself and knowing how to defend yourself is just useful. It's just a good skill to have no matter where you are.
Iceland is Havannadalshnjúkur at 2,109 meters, located
I'd argue boxing is one of the best sports for that.
in the northeast of the Öræfajökull volcano.
Also, another question. I'll have to rewind this. If boxing was illegal, what about jiu-jitsu or karate or, wrestling or judo or any other martial art?
87. The highest peak in Iceland is Havannadalshnjúkur at 2,109 meters, located in the northeast of the Öræfajökull volcano. The biggest challenge is learning the name. 88. In Iceland, there are no mosquitoes. The only
Yeah, okay, yeah, y'all win.
one that exists is preserved at the Icelandic Institute of Natural History and was captured by Gisli Mar Gjaldsson in the 1980s in an airplane cabin. 89. Icelanders have the highest number of Nobel Prizes per capita in the world. Not because they have many Nobels, there's only one. Halldór Kiljan Laxness, the 1955 Nobel Prize in Literature, but because they have a small population. 90. The cliff at Latrabjarg Cape that houses millions of seabirds is the largest bird cliff in Europe.
That's cool.
91. Although Iceland is not tropical, at the University of Agriculture in Iceland, they maintain a small banana plantation. They produce bananas every 18 months due to the peculiar light cycle. 92.
Interesting.
Vatnajökull is the largest glacier in Europe in volume and the second in area, covering 8% of Iceland's landmass. 93. Icelandic children place their shoes in the window of their bedroom every night for 13 days before Christmas. This is
Why?
because they receive the visit of the 13 Yule lads, each of whom leaves a small gift.
Interesting.
94. Iceland is one of the few countries that has a genetic information bank of all its inhabitants, as well as a huge genealogical database. 95. The Harpa Concert Hall is the conference and concert hall in Reykjavik, and its facade is made up of many pieces of glass of different sizes and
That's actually really cool. That's a really cool building.
shapes that reflect both the sky and the sea. 96. Iceland has 3 national parks, including the largest in Europe, Vatnajökull National Park. Then there is Snæfellsjökull National Park and Þingvellir National Park. 97. Iceland has a high per capita number of cars, with 1.5 vehicles for each inhabitant.
So time out. Y'all got more cars than people. To be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case here too.
98. In Iceland, it is common to divert the path of roads or alter construction projects to avoid affecting rocky areas where it is believed that houses or churches of elves exist.
You know what? I rock with that. Stick with your superstitions.
99. The local museum in Ísafjörður is the oldest building in Iceland, dating back to 1734. In Iceland, old houses have the year they were built on their facades.
That's cool.
100. Icelanders love pilsur, Icelandic hot dogs. In Reykjavik, there is a famous street vendor because Bill Clinton commented that they were the best hot dogs in the world. We have finished with these curiosities about Iceland. If you know more...
Yo, this was a cool video. I'm not gonna lie. This was actually quite cool. Like, this was very interesting to watch. Without further ado, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, click all. You know how YouTube works. And I'm out. Bye. With